Hi everyone, so today we're going to do a test between Konad stamping nail art and the new one I bought yesterday, which will be Salon Express, which is an as seen on TV product. Now I bought the Konad nail kit back in December when a little outlet opened at the mall, and it was about $10 a plate, so I just spent and bought, because I'm trying it for the first time, I bought a simple kit that came with one stamper, which is just the large size. They do have another one you can buy that's dual-sided, but that was another $10, so I didn't want to do that. And it also came with the scraper and one plate, which is the M36. So with the Salon Express, you actually get a bunch of plates for a lot less money. So I can't remember exactly what I paid for the Konad kit, but I think it was probably around $20. And so with the Salon Express, you get the double stamper. I haven't tried it at all yet, which we're going to be doing today. This smaller one could be really handy though for like if you just want to use part of the image and not the whole thing, and also for placement too, because with the larger one I have trouble getting it on straight. You get a scraper, you get a plate holder. I don't know how handy that will be because the nail polish seems to scrape off the edge and would get stuck underneath here, I think, and it would just be more to clean up, so I don't know how much that's really going to be handy. Now with the Salon Express, you also get 5 plates instead of just one, so if I bought those with the Konad, it would be like $50 for all 5 plates, which I mean would be worth it if they work way better, but if I'm not doing professional art, I think I can do probably a lot of stuff with this, so I'm fine with that. Now the one I'm going to compare it with today is the SE18 because it has this butterfly on it. It's a little hard to see here, but it's got more detail. They had another double butterfly one here, but it didn't have as much detail as this butterfly, and I kind of want a butterfly that has a lot of detail because the Konad one I'm going to use has these 2 butterflies, but they have a lot of detail, so I kind of want to see if they're going to come out as the same quality. So what we're going to do is set up and we'll compare the 2 different kits and try it out. Okay, so for this test I've decided not to use the plate holder. Instead I put down a piece of paper because I can just throw it out afterwards. Makes things a lot easier with nail polish because it can be messy. I'm not going to use this because when I took the paper off it's got tape stuck to it on both sides, and I'm going to have to clean that off before I could use it, so it doesn't just pick right off because it's double-sided tape. So I'm going to skip on that right now. And I'm going to be stamping on a completely clear nail, so there's nothing there. Taking all my nail polish off. So let's just take a look at the difference between the 2 kits first. The Konad one, it's bouncy, it's smooth, but I noticed the one from Salon Express is a little bit firmer. Not a lot. It's still smooth too, so I don't know if you really need to sand it down or anything like that. I'm not going to do that in the beginning, because what if I messed it up? Then I'd have to go buy a whole nother one. The other side is a little more firm than the other one. The small side's a little more firm. Then the plates. Now everybody's saying that the Salon Express one is a lot sharper, and I have to say it is, because I can run my finger across the Konad one. It's not too bad. It does have a bit of a sharp edge, but this is a lot more. It's got a rough spot to it. It's almost as much as sharp as a lid. So you have to be kind of careful. I wouldn't be slicing along anything. I wouldn't give it to kids. It would just be for adult use only. But the difference between the 2 plates is not a whole lot in size. The new plates are about equal, I would say. As well, I think the plates are about the same size and thickness too. The one on the right is Salon Express. It's just a little bit thinner, but not a whole lot. Konad on the back has this protective coating thing. I'm not sure if I was ever supposed to take that off. I didn't, so it doesn't make a difference. Salon Express had a glue coating on it that everybody knows to take off, but I have found it actually hard to take the coating off because I didn't want to scratch my plates, but I used a little pin just to nick the corner, but I left on most of them the back piece. I don't know if that's a bad thing, but I thought maybe it would make it a little less sharp on the edges, and kind of seems like it did because I took it off one, it was a little sharper, so just left it like that. And the difference between the scrapers is right here. It looks like the Salon Express one's a lot wider than the Konad, but the Konad one, it's sharp, but it's not as sharp as the Salon Express one. I don't know if I'll try to hold them up next to each other. Let's see there. But we'll see if they make a difference. I've heard of people using credit cards, so I don't think it really matters which brand I use. Okay, so we'll test it out. Now, I've been saving some old nail polish for stamping. This is CoverGirl Continuous Color 3-in-1 nail polish in Fabulous Fuchsia. It's probably at least 3 years old, but it's going to be good for stamping because it's nice and thick, and I don't want to use the white I have for the Konad, so we're going to try this and see how that works out. I only have one hand today, so I'm going to test this. It's going to be a little hard to see on the Konad one because it is pink and I'm using pink polish, but I'm going to go scrape it, stamp it, and I will show you the results. Okay, so it didn't come out perfect with the Konad. It's missing a little bit of the butterfly, but I can see all the details, so if I had probably scraped and stamped a little bit faster, I would have got a better result, because usually it turns out pretty good. But what I was basically looking for is the detail, and I can see detail in the Konad. So now I'm going to try Salon Express on the other nail and see if I get any detail. Okay, so now I'm going to try the Salon Express plate with this butterfly here. Okay, and here's my results from the Salon Express one. I can see a lot of detail actually on this stamp, and I would say the quality is just as good as Konad. And actually what I liked about it is they had the clear stamp, so I could really see where the image was and to see how good it was before I even tried to put it on my finger. Because with the Konad one, if you use a polish that's going to match, and I use pink quite often, you can't see all the details so you know if it's turned out or not. And I find with the Salon Express one, you can see the details so you know what you're getting before you try to apply it. Especially after you've already painted your nails, you don't want to try to remove that. It's going to make a big mess. So I was quite impressed, actually. Okay, so here's my final review. I would give Konad's plate and the plate for Salon Express the same rating, a 5 out of 5 for the detail for this image I used. I haven't tried a lot of the other images, but for the way it ended up turning out on my hand, I would say they're both equal, depending on the image. I've heard some of them don't print as well, but I will try those. But if we did the two butterflies with detail, equal, 5 out of 5. I would give a 3 out of 5 for the Konad stamper because, for one thing, it only has one side, which is not as handy. For the kit, which they should probably have given you 2 sides, and also because it's pink and you can't see the pink colors you stamp with, and I stamp with a lot of pink, so that's not very handy. And I thought the Salon Express one worked really well, so I give that a 5 out of 5 because I like the clear and I like the fact that there's 2 sides. I haven't used the small one yet, but it's basically the same thing as the big one, so it's fine. The scrapers, I would say they're equal. They're both the same type of thing. They work fine. I didn't notice any difference. Obviously they both scratch up the plate. It's not a big deal. So if you're comparing the two kits, I think you'd get more value as a starter for getting the Salon Express kit because, for one, they're easier to find. 2, it would cost over $50 just to get those plates if you got them from Konad. And I really didn't see that much of a difference. So for someone who's doing nail art, I don't know. I don't see the reason of buying the more expensive kit if you can get yourself the cheaper one, unless certain images I think probably wouldn't turn out as well. So I'll set them up beside each other and you can take a look. And here's the final result. There's the final result, so you can see The detail is really there on both stamps. It's just I didn't stamp very well on this one, but it's really the same. There's lots of detail on the Salon Express one. Looks great.